Tonight on the Northwestern News Report, discrimination in D65, the Department of Education just launched a Title VI investigation into the district. We're coming to you live with more.
And lucky number 7, the grand appearance of video gambling machines in Evanston is met with both enthusiasm and skepticism.
And fresh flowers and fromage, the Evanston Farmers Market celebrates its 50th anniversary during its long-awaited return for the spring season.
All that and more tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news right now. Good evening and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Micah Sandy.
And I'm Jasmine Kim. We begin tonight with news that the K-8 district right here in Evanston is under investigation for alleged racial discrimination. NNN's Allison Miller joins us live from outside the Joseph E. Hill Education Center. Allison, what can you tell us about this investigation?
Thanks, Jasmine. Now, District 65 is just the latest target in the Trump administration's crackdown on DEI policies in schools. The U.S. Department of Education launched a Title VI investigation into the district on Thursday. You might be wondering, why Evanston? Well, it all stems from a complaint filed by a teacher right here at the district. She's accusing the district of segregating based on race by sponsoring affinity groups, pressuring educators to acknowledge, quote, white privilege, and by allegedly forcing educators to read a book that compares whiteness to the devil to students. Now, the district has said that it will fully comply with the investigation, but in a statement to the Evanston Roundtable, a district spokesperson said that the complaint, quote, misrepresents the district. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Allison. NNN will continue to provide updates as we learn more.
With the investigation still ongoing, the D65 Board of Education swore in 4 new members at the Joseph E. Hill Childhood Center this Monday. The meeting recognized retiring board members and welcomed a batch of new ones to D65. Meeting attendees got an update on proposed budget cuts and heard more about the reopening of the 5th Ward's foster school, which was initially closed in 1967. Retiring board member Biz Lindsay Ryan left the board with these words.
I urge our community and our next board to remain steadfast in its commitment to all our students' success.
We'll continue following news from the D65 School Board and its new members.
Some Evanstonians looking to test their luck gambling now have a place to do so in their city. 4 video gambling terminals went live at the American Legion on Central Street yesterday. NNN's Logan Scagiano was there as the terminals were plugged in. He has more on the years-long effort to bring a taste of Vegas to the shores of Lake Michigan and why some are pushing back.
We are now live at Post 42 with gaming.
History was made in Evanston on Monday. The city's first video gambling machines went live inside American Legion Post 42, a veterans organization on Central Street.
Since we're the only game in town, we'll have a lot of people coming.
I lost some, but I got back.
Video gambling is actually not allowed in Evanston. In fact, the city council rejected a proposal to legalize it just last year.
I think our decision to not allow video gambling is kind of consistent with some other discussions we've had in town to focus on Evanston as a family-friendly, inviting destination for arts and entertainment.
But here's the twist. A recent revision to state law allows fraternal and veterans organizations to apply for video gambling licenses regardless of local laws. American Legion Post 42 did just that, and its commander, Christine Candelario, expects the newly installed machines will have a big impact on their operation.
The board decided this would be a good idea to get more funds so that we can complete our mission.
The veterans organization will get roughly 1/3 of the revenue generated by the machines, but some in the community worry that rolling the dice on gambling could be a losing bet.
It's pretty clear that electronic gambling increases rates of anxiety, depression, suicide, substance abuse in the communities.
Rob Beatty is an Evanston resident and sales rep for Universal Gem Gaming, the company behind the new machines. He says he's confident gambling will be done responsibly at the post. And if things go well, he says he could see another push for expanding into Evanston businesses.
I don't think it needs to be everywhere and proliferated in a way that is uncomfortable for our citizens. I think you can grow it very slowly.
In Evanston, Logan Schijano, Northwestern News Network.
And Logan joins us now from the newsroom. So Logan, who can actually use these gambling machines?
Yeah, Jasmine, the big thing to stress here is that this is not for anyone and everyone who lives in Evanston. Of course, you have to be at least 21 to gamble, and then this is kind of restricted to anyone who's affiliated with the American Legion Post 42. So either you're a veteran yourself, you're a son or grandson of a veteran and part of the Sons for the American Legion, or you're part of the American Legion Auxiliary. You can also be a booster to the American Legion, which means you give some sort of monetary contribution every year in exchange for certain benefits. But once again, Jasmine, this is only restricted to a select portion of the Evanston community.
Thank you so much, Logan.
U.S. House Representative Jan Schakowsky announced yesterday afternoon that she will not be seeking re-election in 2026. Schakowsky is currently serving her 14th term representing Illinois' 9th congressional district, which includes Evanston. With the new open seat, candidates are already throwing their hats in the ring. Today, State Senator Laura Fine, who represents parts of Evanston and Glenview, announced in a Facebook post that she would be entering the race, saying that the current political state under the Trump administration makes this a, quote, critical moment. The first to launch a bid was 26-year-old social media influencer Kat Abugazale, who announced her run back in March. She thanked Schakowsky for her years of public service in a video posted to her YouTube channel yesterday. We'll continue following the race as new candidates enter.
Last week, Northwestern's independent dining vendor, Compass, invited a dance company to perform for students without telling the university. Members of the dance company wore camouflage pants, t-shirts that superimposed a keffiyeh over the State of Israel, and waved a Palestinian flag as part of an Arab-American heritage observance. In an email to students, the university called the event a, quote, unwelcome and inappropriate political expression. As of now, the university is examining legal remedies under their contract with Compass.
As President Trump continues to cut education funding, the faculties of the Big Ten universities are proposing a joint defense pact to protect against the federal attacks to their administrations. NN's Lucy Yao joins us in the studio. So Lucy, what exactly is this coalition?
So this would be a, quote, NATO-style agreement that is currently being proposed by faculty senates, not the administrators themselves at the Big Ten schools, which would ensure that they support each other if Trump were to come after one of their members. So far, half of the Big Ten schools' faculty have signed on to this and are currently working towards proposing this resolution to their respective administrations.
And what would it mean for Northwestern if this pact were to go into effect?
So this means that all the schools in the league would pool their financial and legal resources into a central repository to then mount as defenses if challenged by the federal government. The Northwestern Faculty Senate has not officially considered joining, but there is a strong interest. Also, President Schill signed a letter on May 25th titled A Call for Constructive Engagement, which contains the signatures of over 400 college and university presidents condemning Trump's actions.
Thanks for joining us, Lucy. We'll keep you updated on Northwestern's decision. Coming up, we bring you to a rally downtown in support of workers' rights on International Workers' Day.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, now!
Welcome back. This year's Dillo Day Festival is now only 11 days away. Mayfest Productions announced yesterday that Namino, an EDM artist from the UK, will be the festival's opener. His most popular song, I Only Smoke When I Drink, was released in 2024, making the UK singles chart and Billboard's Dance Electronic chart. The song now has more than 117 million streams on Spotify.
Evanstonians gathered downtown on Thursday to celebrate International Workers' Day. NNN's Jason Shing was at the scene as the community rallied to support workers' rights.
We're still fighting, we're still standing.
Evanston residents rallied at Fountain Square Thursday to support workers' rights.
It is such a relief to see so many people here ready to stand up and fight.
The rally, organized by Indivisible Evanston, commemorates International Workers' Day by speaking out against what they call the Trump administration's efforts to hurt the working people.
Close to 200,000 federal employees have lost their jobs.
Speakers celebrated the success of unions and denounced Trump's cuts to the federal workforce and higher education funding, as well as threats to Social Security and Medicare.
A large number of our seniors are on Medicaid. If we pull that away, what's going to happen to them?
We cannot expect to lead in the 21st century if we are busy attacking the institutions that built the 20th.
Rohan Kata, a third-year PhD student from Northwestern's McCormick School of Engineering, says research cuts will greatly undermine America's competitive edge.
If we continue to leave our brightest minds without the resources they need, we risk falling behind.
The rally continued with songs and chants for solidarity. In Evanston, Jason Shing, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Jason. Members of Indivisible Evanston say they will continue to fight for workers' rights along after May Day.
May is Food Allergy Awareness Month, a chance for the food allergy community to educate others and showcase their advocacy work. NNN's Victoria Ryan looked at how a recent change in dining hall labeling affects students with dietary restrictions.
Like many sophomores at Northwestern, Aaliyah Dury eats at the dining hall every day. But her gluten intolerance limits her options.
It is pretty hard, to avoid gluten. I appreciate that there are pure eat sections in every dining hall.
A recent change added a disclaimer to dining hall ingredient labels, saying, quote, "These items contain additional ingredients. If you have questions, please ask a manager."
It has a little carrot icon, and that indicates hey, this item is something we don't make in-house, has a long list of ingredients.
Now, it's not just as easy as grabbing a cookie. Students with dietary restrictions rely on the electronic and printed labeling to know what food is safe to eat. This change in labeling now adds the extra step of contacting a manager, which isn't always easy to do.
How on call is a manager? What if I call you and you're not and I need to eat now before class?
Students be concerned at all about this change in the labeling, or has anything changed from a,
From a back of house? Yeah. Oh, no, not at all. We encourage you, if you have allergies or special dietary needs, to ask our manager to get you that box, to tell you more about it.
It is estimated that around 11% of college students live with a food allergy, and many more have dietary restrictions.
For people living in dorms, underclassmen mostly, this is the only way they can acquire food. And so I think it's really important that they are comfortable eating there every day for every meal.
Northwestern won Food Allergy Research and Education, or FAIR's, 2024 Campus Dining Award. In January of this year, GUMAS began aller swab testing the pure eats and avoiding gluten areas of the dining hall each month. This test checks for outside proteins that can lead to cross-contamination.
And there's been great results coming from that, and just being able to see how are we doing overall as an operation.
Despite these good results, students are looking for more transparency overall.
Because you never really know what people are allergic to, and you can never assume. So to be safe and for the comfort of all students, it is important to have all ingredients on there.
Victoria Ryan, Northwestern News Network.
For any questions or concerns about on-campus dining, contact dietitian at northwestern.edu.
Northwestern's annual Korean American Student Association show is this Friday, and Sylvie Slotkin has more on the excitement leading up.
From guarding the rock last Friday to debuting their annual show this Friday, Casa Culture Week 2025 is in full swing.
While Casa Show is a big deal, I think Culture Week is a big opportunity for a lot of our members to be able to bond over different activities.
One event, a Korean barbecue social, had attendees hovering over the mouth-watering spread.
One of the nice things about Korean barbecue is that it's such a shared dish. Here we just put everything on like a huge plate and people grab food together, so I think that really boosts like the community and bonding aspect.
Plus, a picture-perfect arts and crafts night with tasty treats. With an event for everyone, Casa Culture Week is dedicated to being a fun, welcoming environment for all.
Whether you're Korean or not Korean, for example, I'm Chinese, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, come to our events. We try our best to really market to everyone.
Want to join in on the fun?
We have a few Culture Week events left. Wednesday, we're selling some lunch packs to students, and then Thursday we have our first product ramen eating competition.
And of course, the show this Friday. With a team dedicated to making Casa a space for everyone to appreciate Korean culture, it's no wonder this week is off to a successful start. Sylvie Slotkin, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Sylvie. Interested students can check at Northwestern Casa for more Culture Week events and to purchase tickets for Friday's show.
Up next, sunny forecast on the way.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back. It is May, and hopefully that means some warmer weather to come. NNN's Emmanuel Perez Martinez is here in the studio with this week's forecast. So Emmanuel, are April showers finally bringing May flowers?
Yes, we do have warmer temperatures and clear skies on the way. Looking at our regional weather radar, we do have a cold front to the northwest of us that will push through Evanston later on tonight into tomorrow morning, which will bring breezier conditions and some clouds tomorrow morning. Currently, it is 59 degrees with clear skies. For the rest of the evening, our temperatures will drop into the mid-50s into tomorrow morning. Locally, our temperatures are varying depending if you're near that lakefront. It is 59 degrees in Evanston, 73 degrees in Skokie, 74 at O'Hare Airport, 67 in downtown Chicago, and 74 at Midway Airport. Onto our 5-day forecast, we're looking at a very sunny and dry week. Starting off with our only cloudy day on Wednesday, we'll have temperatures at 60 degrees with breezy conditions. Then for the rest of the week, we're looking at sun all the way through. Thursday, clear skies, breezy conditions with our temperatures a bit cooler at 52 degrees. Then a Friday with sunny skies with 55 degrees. Then a sunny Saturday ahead of us with temperatures a bit warmer at 67 degrees. Then sunny Sunday with temperatures at 65 degrees.
Thanks, Emmanuel. I'm excited for that warm weather to come.
A decades-old tradition for the Unitarian Church of Evanston is turning second-hand into second chances. NNN's Lulia Tekle visited the church's rummage sale over the weekend, discovering how something used can become something new.
Each spring, volunteers for the Unitarian Church of Evanston roll up their sleeves and open their doors for a rummage sale.
The community, to me, is what makes it unique.
Carol Emery joined the church in 2017 and now in her second year volunteering is excited for her items to find a new home.
Gives people a place to also give things that they don't need anymore.
Last year, Emery donated over 2,000 of her son's Legos, which she says sold like hotcakes. Goods at the sale are organized by departments, from toys to paintings to jewelry. That's where Judy Holman, chair of jewelry, shines. She says their sale is treasured because
we actually size things and we price things, so there's not a whole lot of confusion.
Volunteers spend days picking, pricing, and putting down sparkling donations. And sometimes a piece of jewelry comes with a story.
Find something and you'll buy it. And then you wear it to church and someone will say, oh, that was my necklace, I really loved it, and it belonged to my mother, and you get this whole story.
For Jillian Lawrence, co-chair of UCE Rummage Sale, the joy from items and interactions is priceless.
It's taking things that, aren't really needed and turning it into something really beautiful, and I like that.
At the UCE, it's more than a sale. It's where old things find new homes and strangers can turn into friends. Lulia Tekle, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Lulia. It's great to see how all those items found a new home.
Evanston creators are making their mark. The 7th annual Evanston Made Makers Market returned this weekend, bringing together artists and community members for a unique shopping experience. NNN's Kennedy French has the story.
On the 5th floor of the Maple Avenue parking garage, Evanston Made hosted its seasonal makers market, where creativity meets community.
A lot of our members were like, markets are super expensive, they're very generic, and we want a low-speed market that's affordable, inclusive, diverse, and just really different than all the other markets.
The event, now in its 7th year, features local vendors who sell everything from handmade stationery and jewelry to clothes and art.
It's definitely a part of my cultural practice, and I do it as a form of expression and art form.
For some, like the founder of Pounded Yam Productions, the market represents a return to a forgotten passion.
As many of us do, as an adult, it kind of drifted away, and then I came back to it, and the passion grew.
And for others, it's about purpose, creating items that last, not just decorate.
Wanting to be able to make something for people that's really substantial and that will last a long time and not something that will just end up in the garbage.
The market has no vetting or application process, welcoming first-time sellers and seasoned artists alike.
All of our customers are always like, this is my favorite event that you do. And then so many of our vendors are like, thank you so much for giving me a market that's affordable and where I get to meet other makers.
And that community spirit is what keeps the Makers Market growing, one stall and one story at a time. Kennedy French, Northwestern News Network.
For those who missed out, Evanston Made will host one more Makers Market this year in October. Or you can still find artists' work online at shopevanstonmade.org. Up next, join us in welcoming back the Evanston Farmers Market as it celebrates its 50th season this spring.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
The downtown Evanston Farmers Market kicked off its 50th season this Saturday. I explored how this community event is bringing a fresh start to spring. From fresh produce to live music and homemade goods, the downtown Evanston Farmers Market returned on Saturday morning for a major milestone, its 50th anniversary.
Sometimes I come with my roommate and we'll buy stuff and then we'll cook. And it's really nice because the food is really fresh.
Now home to more than 70 vendors, the market has grown into one of the city's most beloved seasonal traditions. The booths offer a wide variety of produce, cheese, baked goods, flowers, and more. Hal Lieberman, owner of Viper Spit Brands, proves the market is truly a part of Evanston's identity.
Grew up coming to this market as a kid, and X amount of years later, I'm back again.
More than just a place for fresh finds, the farmers market serves as a weekly reminder of the power of local community.
Everyone is just here to help and be a part of one big team and family.
Family-owned booths like Gotta Be Crepes had lines all the way up until the final minutes before closing.
It's delicious.
To celebrate its 50th year, the city is planning special events throughout the season at the market, including live performances, community art projects, and even a Northwestern Spirit Day this October. It was amazing getting to see the market in person.
So Jasmine, looks like you had fun. Did you end up buying anything at the market?
Yeah, so I had some crepes and I also got some flowers to put in by my window. I wanted to replace the old flowers with the new ones. What would you get if you were to go to the farmer's market?
Those crepes look delicious, so I'll have to get the crepes next week.
Yeah, they're really good. They're actually a family-owned business, so they mix a lot of their culture into the crepes as well, so it was really interesting to see how they do all of that.
That's nice. That's all we have tonight. I'm Micah Sandy.
And I'm Jasmine Kim. Be sure to tune in next week for another Northwestern News Report. Have a good night.